What's going on, GMB Pros? GMB Pros on a beautiful Tuesday. Welcome. Thank you for those that are on the live, those that are catching the replay. We appreciate your support here, guys. And today is with Drew, and I got some cool updates. I was just speaking to him right before we came on the live. I have some updates. If those of you don't know, I did join his service as a paying customer, right? Nothing, he didn't give me, no freebies. I paid him. In fact, for whatever it's worth, I paid him 3 months in advance, right? But it's great, guys. I'm really excited. I've got some successes from it. We just started. I don't think, have we even done a month yet, Drew?
Almost a month. It's getting
Almost
there.
a month. Yeah, I know it's getting close. So LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn, cold outreach is my version of like cold email. So guys, thank you again for joining us today. So I'll update you on my personal experience with the actual service, and that way you guys can, you guys can make a decision in yourself how it works. If you watch the older or the previous one, you'll see Drew literally did an over the shoulder with the software he uses, showing you exactly what he did, right? And he's even giving you access because you got to be invited now to that particular software, how you guys can do it. So please take a look at that. I think it's super beneficial. Again, GMB Pros, the idea with all the speakers and instructors that we have are basically, we want to give you actionable results, 60 minutes or less of actionable results that does two things. One is to help your agency grow to get more clients, or two, that you can apply what you learn to help your clients get more results. So that's the ultimate goal with GMB Pros. And every week, I like to do 5 days a week. I know we messed up a little bit last week. This week, with Thanksgiving, I'm doubling up tomorrow to guys give you some good stuff for you guys to again take and use. So I want to provide great value and let this be a useful use of your time, right? So I appreciate those that are here, those that are on the replay. I've gotten pretty good response on how the GMBs have been running lately, so I appreciate you guys. So with that said, today is going to be on lead scraping on LinkedIn with Drew. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you want me to do the update now or later? How do you want to run it, Drew?
Up to you, man. Up to you.
Okay. So I'll just get right into it. I'm excited. I've been waiting to get on this call with Drew and to share with you guys. So the first time, what was it, 2 weeks ago, Drew, or 3?
I'm losing track of time.
Yeah, so
it might have
somewhere
been
around
like
there.
about 3 weeks ago, I'd say.
Drew came on. And I was already looking. So I was already in that mindset. I wanted to do cold email. I hired somebody to do cold email and went south like fast, right? So Drew came on, he says LinkedIn, it's essentially a version of cold email. We got on the call with Drew. I like what Drew had to say. He's trustworthy. He says what he says he's going to do, he does, right? And so, boom, I jumped on this program. Now, not everything went perfect. The niche that I'm involved, it's no secret, guys, it's plumbers, specifically septic tank, right? So we didn't have that great response. Come to find out, the guys that are doing septic tanks, they're not big LinkedIn users. We shifted gears, right? Drew can see real lifetime responses and all that. We shifted gears. Guys, I don't know, 2-3 weeks or so, I already have 3 appointments, met with 2 people. So I don't know what Drew does on his side. He takes care of all that, everything, the copy, the offer, the writing. All I do is like what I do, what I offer, and Drew takes care of the rest. Hey, what's your calendar? Boom, I started showing him up. I actually forgot that Drew was running that, and I seen it on my calendar. I'm like, oh shoot. So you have to have, just look out for them. It will happen. trust me, ask me how I know. So calls went well. One of them, kind of a startup, I qualify them, take them through my process. I didn't care at this point. I don't care because I wanted to show, like, practice that muscle. Presentations, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So, just improving my process of qualifying the customers that I want to work for. And I have another one right now. That one, it looks like I'm gonna close it, but I'm not 100% sure that I really want to work with them, because it doesn't fit my process, my niche, and I really want to hone that in big time for this coming up year. But with that being said, and then I have another one that I haven't met with them yet, but they are on my calendar. All this, what I'm saying is basically I'm getting those appointments. I'm filling those calendars. How many of you, if you had somewhat of a qualified niche, especially when you get with Drew with your onboarding, and especially if your client is actively on LinkedIn, would love to have 3 appointments a week, or 3 appointments more extra a month, that realistic number, right? Me and Drew talked about, like, hey, this is what I want to hit, is what my success is okay. It's high, but we're going to knock it out. So just a big, 2 thumbs up, a big shout out for Drew. We did not rehearse this, nothing at all. In fact, I messaged her, hey, I think I got a client. Or not a client, an appointment. He's like, hey, who is it?
Right.
So I am seeing that. I am seeing results from it so far. Did it start off with hiccups? Yes. Did we switch gears? Yes. And now we're seeing the actual from start. And it's crazy, guys. So be careful. You almost want to sign up with a different email if you haven't got into LinkedIn, because your mailbox gets hit. Or I need to turn off those settings, like bam, message.
Yeah, you can turn off the notifications. I think I forgot
Yeah.
to tell you about that too. If you're not prepared for it, your inbox, you're gonna blow up with activity.
Yeah, your email blows up because there's notifications, bang, 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 bang. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like LinkedIn is the thing. And the level that I got with Drew, he takes care of all of that for us. So looking forward to a client call tomorrow. Cool. So guys, one thing, I was on a Zoom call and I like how they ran their meeting. So I kind of want to do it here on ours. Just do a quick welcome. I mean, Mark, you're participating already in there. Mark, if you can hop on, say hello, where you're from, if you run an agency or you're doing this for your own business. Can you, let me see, hold on. Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Yep. Oh, hold on. No, you can't. How about now, Mark? There you go.
Third time's a charm. So yeah, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Yeah, so I've been in the GMB pros for a couple of years now. Kind of dipped in and out, to be honest. Changed direction. I've got a marketing agency. I focus on the cleaning niche.
Awesome.
Decided to really focus down a little bit. Past owner of a cleaning business, which kind of brought me back into the niche. And looking for ideas on how to leverage the lead generation. So when I jumped on the previous recording of Drew's, it just hit me like a ton of bricks, and just really the bells and lights and everything, and mirror balls and everything started spinning. And I thought, well, yeah, let's take the plunge. I reached out to Drew. We're having our call tomorrow. I'm going to go through the whole setup. Drew will obviously help me with the setup and all that kind of thing. But I'm excited about the prospects now, because doing all the manual shit is just painstakingly brain numbing, and I just can't do it anymore. So yeah, looking forward to it. So yeah, happy to be here.
Thank you. Welcome.
Oh, sorry, I'm in the UK, by the way.
Awesome. Welcome. I appreciate you. Paul, did you want to come and kind of just say hello, where you're from, and what type of agency you have? Let's see.
Yeah, hi. I'm in San Diego, California.
Hey,
And
California.
I've actually got an appointment with Drew tomorrow afternoon because I watched the last meeting and was interested in finding out more. As far as what I'm doing, I was doing the ERTC for a couple of years for as an affiliate for another company. And because of what's happened in that arena, I've been looking at something else and believe I found a company that I'd like to represent. So I am a member of this company that does other government programs for small and medium businesses. It's a new area for me. So I thought Drew could help me, or at least tell me if he could help me set things up, work on my profile, my messaging, and lead generation. So, but I'm kind of a newbie, so I'm looking to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome, welcome, Paul. Appreciate you being here and your support. Will, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Good. Yeah, I'm actually like Paul. I was doing the RTC, and that's coming to an end, and I'm looking to transition to doing Google business profiles and SEO for like contractors and the trades. So I don't have any clients yet, so I'm looking to ramp that up. Had a nice call. Well, we talked yesterday, didn't we? And Right, I talked, yeah, whatever. So I'm looking forward to getting going with
Yeah.
with William Jones marketing.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I look forward to your success. And one thing with Drew, and then I'll pass it over to Drew here. One thing with Drew that he's gonna force you with LinkedIn is to pick a niche. And guys, I just came from the seven-figure agency, and one of their big thing, the big takeaways, and these are not agencies. I'm at a certain level, and I was the poorest guy there. So, these are 84K a month type of agency. I met some people there that are doing 200K a month type of agencies that are doing it, right? And one of the things, and believe it or not, is not these wild niches. They're from church, they're from trash collectors, ear doctor, all these like niches that we're used to, and then a little bit different ones. But it's niching down and being the expert and building a machine like when Drew, if he helps you with this, that when they come and research you, that they're already preset, pre-positioned to buy from you because you're the expert in this niche. So there's nobody in this group that can tell me anything about limo service than Harry, because he is the genius. He's doing it. He does it level. There's no other marketer that can tell me about limo service than Harry, because that's his niche, that's his area of expertise, and everything he does is around that niche, right? Does that make sense? So whatever your niche is, and guys, don't get caught up in which one, path of least resistance, and those that you already have results for, especially if you have about 5. Me and Will talked about this the other day. 5 clients that can give you a great testimony. You don't need those to start, but if you have them, it's awesome. If you have 1, 2, 3, it's even awesome. The ultimate goal is to get as many as you can, but if you have 2, 3, 5, get them. Be the expert in that niche, and Drew's going to help you with that, especially if you really want to dive into LinkedIn. So there's kind of like a little takeaways from seven-figure agency, how it bleeds into what Drew is doing. So with that said, guys, welcome. I appreciate you. Appreciate those that are watching the replay. And we're here to help. And as far as your offer, you can leverage William Jones. And this is kind of when I did at the beginning. I just didn't do it through LinkedIn. I did it through Upwork. I took William Jones's products, made them my own, double, triple the cost, put some guarantees on, made my offer great, right? All based on William Jones white label servicing. And that's how I grew. So with that being said, Drew, my man, scraping on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get there in just a second, but I wanted to kind of jump off of what you were talking about too. I'm going to pivot a little bit from our first call. I know we were all talking about contractors and stuff like that, but I wanted to show you guys the power of niching down. I niched down about, and I made the same mistake as everybody. I'm not going to tell you guys fluff and be the guru or anything like that. I'm going to give it to you straight. I made the mistake of trying to be a generalist, and I went through the ringer. I plateaued. I hit some big contracts, got up there, and then all of a sudden, boop, nothing. It just kind of got stagnant. And I was like, what's going on? What's wrong? What did I do wrong? So I kind of rewound, went back and was like, all right, let me try this again and do it correctly. And I was like, who do I work with the best? Who can I relate to the best? And I started thinking, all right, who's my business partners? Who have I done a lot of contracts with, or, maybe looking at my JV network, what do those guys send me work that I do very good with? And it ended up being veteran owned businesses. My business partner is a Marine, right? So we get along with military, and it just fit perfectly. My closing rate when I get in front of a veteran owned business is 80%. It's crazy. There's it's almost a done deal when you get on the line with them, because you can relate right away. There's something that I have that I can give them of value. So with that being said, I went back and I tweaked our original campaigns, and I launched one for veterans. And I want to show you what I'm doing to reach these folks. My inbox, I have 15 in there right now from yesterday and today. So I want to show you, like, yeah. And even if they say no, the whole thing about LinkedIn is you have to attack them with an offer first, right? They might shut it down completely. Have something else behind it that you can say. One of my offers that I'm running right now is that I will work for your team for 14 days for free. And I will find out what's wrong with your marketing funnel. What part of your marketing funnel is the weakness. I will point it out, and then I will present to you how I will fix it. And I will do that within that 14-day period. You don't have to pay a penny, but it gives me an opportunity as a second pitch, right? So if they say no, I give that to them. Say, well, I mean, what do you have to lose? I'll work for you for free for 14 days. It works, so think about those secondary ways to continue the conversation. Don't just take no and leave the conversation. That you can still turn it. You can flip a no, right? You can turn a no into a maybe. Once you get a maybe, you're that much closer to a yes, right? And you just focus on little wins, right? So I want to start off, and we'll get to lead scraping, which is going to be the majority of the call, but I do want to show you where we're at with the U-Link setup on the LinkedIn dashboard. And let me go ahead and share my screen. There we go. All right, got all kinds of tabs up today. Can you guys see my screen just fine?
Yep.
All right, cool. All righty. So we are on, let me see if I can drag this thing. There we go. Cool. All right. So let's go in here. I haven't even looked at these yet, so we'll see what we come up with. So I flipped this to veteran-owned businesses. Now, since the last time, we've had 2 updates, which is pretty awesome. Like I've told you guys in the first call, is that I like this system to be used. There's so many tools out there, but I favor this one because they're always updating. They're always evolving. You can now use one Sales Navigator account for all of your accounts. So if you're going to do this for other people, or if you have other clients, they don't need Sales Navigator anymore. I still suggest it. I still recommend it. So don't get too excited. But it will say it could end up saving you some money, or maybe that's the bubble. Like if you're trying to do this for other people, and that's always a hurdle that I run into is, oh, I got to pay for Sales Navigator too on top of it. I've gotten used to just saying, well, get it or don't take the service. I mean, you need it, but it allows you to use yours. So for example, if I run a search, right, I can take this search and any of these searches that I've done, like Windows Insiding, for example, if I click on that, I can go up here and I can send this over to Alfredo's account if I want to, right? And just click that and boom. Now in your account, you have my search. So I just load up those same contacts. So you can switch it between accounts. So it's pretty awesome. The other update is groups. Now, I know I talked about groups a tiny bit, but groups are turning into the best way to reach out on LinkedIn. Okay, it's different than Facebook. It gives you more flexibility with how many touches you can have in a week. You can send out 500 messages to groups in a week span. Regular connections, they cap you out at like 150 to 180, somewhere in that range. And then in-mail is about 200, right? So we're averaging somewhere close to 1,000 a week is where we want to be. We just need everything to fire on all cylinders, all right? Now groups, you know, as soon as you think that you want to start doing outreach on LinkedIn, start joining groups, okay? Just do a random search, you know, whatever your niche is. So for example, if I'm looking up veterans, you know, I did veteran-owned businesses. I found a couple of them. It takes a while to get into these groups because some of them aren't active, some of them are active. You know, it really depends. So you're going to have some stuff pending, but start doing it before the first moment you start thinking about it, just start joining groups so that you already have some that you can run with. Okay. So I've taken the groups. I think I took this one, the mastermind group, and I loaded it up in here and it just started blowing up over the last, when did I launch this? I think it was back on the 18th is when I launched this thing. And over the past couple of days, it's just been, this is my inbox. Boom, 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 right? And I got 15 in here waiting for me right now. So just to take a look, I already talked to this guy, but he gave me his number right away.
Nice.
You know, I'd like to connect officially. Here's my number. I called him, had a great conversation with him. He wasn't a good fit for me to give him a service, but he was a great fit for networking for GSA contracting, which is something that I'm getting into for large government contracts. So he's an awesome connection. So you might not sell everybody, but LinkedIn is a platform for connecting. You might find someone who will be a referral partner. You might find someone who's going to partner with you on jobs. You might find a JV partner just from doing normal outreach. So don't turn down a conversation just because they're not in your specific niche, right? But because I was targeting that niche, I had that conversation. Let's see, Zamar. So this guy saying upgrade how, what's missing, right? Obviously, I have no idea. I haven't looked at your website yet. So, but I would say something like, let's hop on a call and work. Let's walk through it together on a video call. Let's find out what's missing, right? So I'll say, hey, Zamar, thanks for replying. That's a great question. Let's jump on a video call and walk through together. And then what day and time works best for you, right? Nothing crazy, you know, just conversational, right? But here, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to sell him. I'm not trying to like overdo it. I just want to get him on a call, right? If I can get him on a call, I can do a 15-minute qualification to figure out if he's someone I want to work with. Don't waste your time. But, you know, you don't have to do 1-call closes anymore, right? It's turning into 2-call closes, sometimes 3-call closes. But start the process by doing qualification. So we can go all out and do a direct pitch. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Get a direct sale call, right? But if someone replies and it's a maybe or it's a no, right? We want to flip it. We want to get that to flip over to a yes. So let's, you know, take baby steps, right? Get little wins. Don't go for the big win if someone's giving you a little bit of pushback, right? So let me send this and we'll find out, you know, how they reply. So I just wanted to kind of go through that. Unfortunately, I don't. Thanks for reaching out. That's awesome. Let me see. What was that? So I came up with this as my secondary pitch to these folks that are saying no. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of copy and paste it in here and just change out the name, right? So so this guy said, unfortunately, I don't. Thanks for reaching out. So what I'm asking if they need a new or upgraded website right now, right? So just hit up veterans. We're service disabled veteran-owned business through the SBA. If you don't know what the SBA is, it's the US's Small Business Association. So I have that certification. So that's how I'm connecting myself to that niche, right? Because they're most likely SDVOB as well, or SDVOSB. But I just say we're passionate about helping other veteran-owned businesses with their online presence. I'm curious, do you need a new or upgraded website? He said, I don't. I'm going to come back with, hey, Johnny, no worries. When you're ready, we can chat. We'd be happy to work with you for free for 14 days to evaluate your funnel and uncover any weaknesses. We would then present to you how we would approach and fix these, giving you a concrete plan before you commit to anything. And let me know if you'd like to set up an introduction call after the holidays, right? Something gentle, but it's giving me an opportunity to flip that no into a maybe, right? So don't just give up is what I'm trying to say. All right. Let me go ahead and send that out. I won't bore you guys to death going through all these, but I just want to show you. Stay in touch. See, this at 6 months, we might need it later, right? So this might be someone I follow up with later. I can mark them as later. I could send them that, I could try and flip them if I want to. This one, I might just say, thank you so much. I'll check back with you in a few months, right?
And guys, you can take this. One thing I like about this is it's in this platform, right? You're not getting distracted because you're in the LinkedIn platform, right? You're staying focused. Boom, boom, staying focused. Number two, you can take these maybes and throw them into a nurturing sequence, right? Throw them into a nurturing sequence where you're just staying in front of them. So maybe developing a message like, hey, would you mind if I just send you, my newsletter once a month, or if I send you like, an email once a month, and then develop that nurturing sequence where you're top of mind and you're giving them case studies, you're giving them testimonials, and you're giving them useful information, and you're showing them how to do some of your stuff that, like, once it comes down to it, hey, that Drew guy, hey, that Mark guy, that Paul, that Will guy, right?
Right. Yep, absolutely. So, Mark, I don't know, did you send that in a group? You might have sent that in a group message. I'd be more than happy to share what I do for that 14-day thing. I mean, I know it's like secret sauce, but I don't care. You guys probably do it anyways. It's very simple. I'm not going to sit there and work 40 hours a day for, for businesses, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get access to their website. I'm going to go on the back end. I'm going to put in some kind of plugin for a heat map and UX monitoring system so that I can see the user experience and see what users are doing, what's wrong with the website. It gives me an angle to come up with a presentation. I'm also going to run SEO audits. I'm going to check and see if they're doing advertising currently. I'm going to look at their offer, right? I'm going to take all that stuff and I'm going to package it together and say, hey, I can do boom, 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 boom for you to fix all this, right? So that's kind of what I do, if that makes sense, in a nutshell, right? Obviously a little deeper than that, but I'm not going to sit there and work 40-hour shift for someone else, but they might, that feels good to them, right? I'm investing my time to show them what I can do rather than just saying, buy my service, right? That's just my approach. You guys can do it however you want. There's no wrong way, right? But just get creative.
In your opinion, Drew, do they value that?
Say that one more time.
In your opinion, does the customer or the potential customer value what you present to them?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, they respect you or actually pay more attention after it, right? So it gives you a better opportunity to present that and for them to actually listen. When you're on a call, sometimes they're just like in and out, right? Or they talk over you, or they try to just kind of like ignore exactly what you said. It kind of gets rid of that barrier in a sense too. So I definitely view us and we can talk about the sales process later on. I can bring in Matthew for a sales class, but we focus on little wins, right? Little tiny wins along the way. If we get yes, and then the big question, give me your credit card, yes, right? So that's kind of the whole process there. So we would focus on little tiny micro steps to get to the end goal, and having this as a secondary offer. Not leading with it, but if they give me pushback on the main offer, sure, I'll give you a little bit of value before I, take that further, right? So I just wanted to show you guys that. Great question, and I'll circle back to this in just a second. I know we're already half hour in. I want to get to lead scraping. So the biggest thing, I know we talked about Sales Navigator and how, you know, you don't have to have it. If if you have one account, you can use it on multiple accounts, or if you're running through my service, you know, you can just use my Sales Navigator. I highly recommend it still though, because you can use Sales Navigator, not just for building lists, but also for something I call 2.0 outreach, which is how I landed a $200,000 contract. Or you could use it for pre-qualification on your own. If you want to build your own lists, you know, maybe you just want to have a big giant list of contacts you can go through, either if you have a call center team or if you want to take advantage. I don't know, is William doing VA call centers and stuff? Not sure if they do any outbound, but who knows, it might develop into that, right? You know, old school call centers still works. So you can get names and numbers from LinkedIn, but also you can use it for supporting your LinkedIn campaign, right? So when I'm launching this campaign, I can go in here on the same exact list, scrape everybody ahead of time, get their phone numbers and their emails, and hit them with something before they get my LinkedIn message, so they already know who I am. And then they see me again on LinkedIn with that message, right? So that might boost your response rate. That might they might even respond to your first outreach, but that's a way to include cold email or IVR or manual phone calls into the mix too, right? So you can hit them from different angles, right? You want to think your entire marketing funnel. You don't want to just put your egg in one basket and focus on that. You want to be able to have multiple touches throughout your funnel and your prospecting in order to get the most out of it, right? If we're all here to get the most sales and the most appointments, one tool is not going to rule the world. You know, it's not going to be that thing that solves everything, but these are tools that you can use to get to that end result, whatever your goal is. You know, like I said, little wins, right? So put your hands in different baskets, and that's exactly what lead scraping can do. It can help you on the email marketing side. Okay, it can help you on the direct phone calling. So what I use is another tool, and I'll drop it here for you guys. Dominate B2B. Again, there's so many tools out there. This is just one that I use that you can just tap into. If you want a free trial, grab a free trial. So I go in here. You know, a lot of these tools aren't the prettiest in the world, but they get the job done, right? So I'm not all about the flashy. It doesn't really matter to me, but we were going to want to work with the LinkedIn extract emails tool. Okay, that's what we're going to work on today. So I'm going to set up a list first. All right. Go ahead and create a list. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our Sales Navigator. Now it's best to do if you're doing the ULink campaign or you know, having my service involved in this strategy. You want to do this kind of at the same time when you're building your lists, or or if I'm building the list for you, we'll save the list right after we do the search. You can save the search and just go back to it, you know, and use that same thing. I can't remember if I saved it in here. No, I don't think I did save it. Sometimes it saves it up in here for you too. So if I'm looking at veteran-owned businesses, for me in particular, right? So this is one of the lists that I have going right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, can you guys see this? The emails extractor on the screen? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you download an extension with that tool, just like a lot of those other tools, right? And it works on your homepage. And it works a couple different ways. What we're going to focus on here is just grabbing from this entire list. So what it's going to do is it's going to pull in any kind of information that is public. So email, phone number, company information, etc. So all we got to do is hit email extractor. It already has our list right there. We just hit the go button and boom, it just takes off for us. So after this little countdown, it's gonna just start scraping. And you just have this run in the background, right? So it's gonna start collecting as we go. I'll wait till it shifts before I change screens on you guys. But it takes like 15 to 20 minutes, right? So we're not gonna, watch this get the whole list, but we'll have this next time. So as you notice, what we're gonna do is we're gonna build our classes, right? So the first class I showed you the tool. Now I'm showing what else you can do with the tool. Next class after that, we're gonna kind of take a step back, grab the list, see how the campaigns are looking, make adjustments, make some tweaks, right? All right, so this just jumped here. So it's starting to extract. So we should start to see, yep, there you go. So once you see it say extracting, it's starting to grab some contact information, okay? So now if we go back to our Dominate tool right here, it's gonna start uploading in emails found. So you can just refresh the page and it should start pulling over. So now I have 25 contacts in here, okay? So I'm going to be able to download this as a CSV file, which is going to give me a whole spreadsheet full of contacts, their names and their phone numbers, okay? Now, what you do with that information is completely up to you. You can do cold email outreach. You can do manual phone calls. Whatever your country laws are or state laws are for outreach, for phone calls and email, just make sure you're following all those things. Technically, if you do cold email through servers and, public Gmail accounts and things like that, whatever, right? If they tell you no, just move on. But it helps the process of multiple touches, right? We all know in sales, a consumer's not going to buy anything until they see you 7 times somewhere, right? So they either hear of you, they see your website, they see an ad, they have a conversation or communication with you. They're not going to really pull the trigger until they are in that consideration phase, and that's when you have that conversion. So this just helps move it along a little bit too. If you're hitting them with a phone call, with an email, and with the LinkedIn campaign, and then you retarget them a different way, maybe with a paid ad, you got the appointment. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So this is just going to pull in. Now, what I do, let me see if I can pull some old information or something here. I don't know. I actually haven't used this account in particular. Here's like an old event or something that I did before. Let's see. So we would just download it as a CSV file, right? So we have that, pops up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that list. Let me grab it. So you're gonna have to do a little bit of cleanup, right? So if you have a VA or probably a good way to segue in William a little bit too with the VA sharks, right?
They can do all this for you.
They can do all this stuff for you. They can sit here and scrape leads all day for you, But this is just a tool that you can just plug into them. But see, I have email. I have 2 emails. I have phone number. I have company name, first name, last name, etc. Right? It's going to give me all that information. What I'm going to do from there, I'll just clean it up a little bit. I get rid of the spaces, plug it in, delete some of the stuff that I don't want. Right now, if I want to just focus on emails, I'll pretty much just get rid of everything except first name, last name, and email columns, right? And I won't bore you guys to death doing all this on the thing, but it's good that you see it because, you got to know what you got to do behind the scenes. All this bull crap of cleaning stuff up, it's time consuming, right? But using the tools to get you the data, it's better than sitting there going one by one and entering it into a spreadsheet by yourself, right? Now you could do that too if you wanted to. And I don't want to jump around too much, but this extension is also really cool. If you're pre-qualifying, let's just say if I want to look up a veteran-owned business. Right. And let's just say Matthew's the guy that I'm interested in taking a look at, right? See the screen right here? It's automatically populating. It's just like Zoom Info. If you guys have experience with Zoom Info, it has an extension. It's going to start pulling in more data, right? If it's not available, it takes a minute to populate. Sometimes you have to refresh, just like every tool. It can be a little janky in there. But if you find the right connections that have that data available, it'll give it to you right there. You can kind of pre-qualify that way as well. Right. Yeah. See, it just took a second to unlock. You just hit unlock, and then boom, I got their email, phone number right there. You can build lists this way too, manually. So you can set up your list inside the tool in the dashboard. Just add it to your LinkedIn list right there, right? But the best part about this, it also gives you their website, their company type, about their company. It gives you a lot of information that you can use if you want to do different types of outreach to them. You can even load yourself up with a manual list this way before you even launch your Ulink campaign, and you're loaded with information that you can build your copy around, right? If you're in your niche, if you're in your target and you're doing everything properly, the more information you have on your audience, the better. You're gonna be armed, throughout the whole process. So just a cool little feature there. So again, use a VA to clean this stuff up. There's little tricks on LinkedIn. What are we doing? Go to special blanks. I can get rid of all these blank spaces, right? Yeah. And these VAs know all this stuff. Or you just write out your SOPs for them, right? Just do it one time and get it set up. So shift everything up. And let's see, I don't want phone numbers right now, so I can delete this. And it saves all this information in your Dominate B2B or in the dashboard. Most of those tools, they'll save the list. So if you edit this file, you're not going to lose information. But what I'll do too is sometimes the emails are the same, but sometimes they're also different. See how this person has two different emails. So what I'll do is I'll typically just take the whole entire thing and I'll just plop it into the first column. So I just have one column of emails. Or you could also, if your VA is good at Excel, they'll be able to sort through duplicates and all that stuff. I just don't want to do all that right this second. Actually, you know what? Just for the sake of the course, I'm just going to delete that, and we'll just go with one one list there. So I'm saving this, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through an email verification. There are spam traps on LinkedIn all over the place. Okay, I've gotten so many domains shut down, so just be careful. All right. I advise you not to use your regular domains. If you're going to do cold email marketing, set up a subdomain, set up another domain specifically for cold email, warm it up first, go through the whole motions, or buy a bunch of aged Gmail accounts, which I did. And you can send 200 emails a day from each Gmail account and just have a force of, Gmail accounts if you want to do it that way. There's no right or wrong answer, but you can do it like that as well. So I would load that list up into the email verification here. Again, hundreds of tools out there. Use whatever you feel is best. I don't remember my login. If you can guess what my password is, I'll give you something. All right, so I would upload that list in here. Let's see, where am I at? Boom. Right, just upload that, hit the start button, boom, it's off to the races. It's going to verify if these emails are appropriate or not. Again, all these things take a little bit of time, right? So when you're dealing with data, it's going to be like 5, 10, 15 minutes for things to get set up properly or to go through the motions, right? So I'm on 86. I've noticed with this scraper too, that if you stay on the tab and keep the tab open on a visible screen, it runs a little quicker. So if you have multiple monitors, throw it over to another monitor and just leave it on the screen. It'll run a little bit more efficiently. But again, if you have someone doing this for you, it's like clockwork, right? It's just going to run in the background. You'll just have lists and lists and lists and lists that you can do. So after I have all this stuff, I got all this data, I got all these emails verified, I'm going to use some kind of cold email tool like Instantly. Okay. And I'm going to go into Instantly and I'm going to set up a campaign, some kind of drip sequence that's going to run simultaneously with my LinkedIn campaign. Okay. And what I'm gonna do, oh, someone just messaged us. Nope, I don't need a virtual assistant. Thank you. See, and that's what most people do to your messages. It'll pop up and click it off. I'm just kidding. All right. Right. So after we have the list cleaned, we go over to instantly set up a campaign. And it's just another, like I said, the reason why I do this, and you can do this multiple ways. There's 2 ways to do this. There's several ways to do this. I'm doing this in a way where it's going to support my campaign, right? You can also do it where you launch the LinkedIn campaign first and then trigger it with Zapier to automatically go into something like Go High Level, or you can actually have it come right into something like Instantly to set off that sequence, right? So you can hit them with LinkedIn first and then hit them with a sequence from the LinkedIn dashboard to your cold email outreach, right? So you can combine the 2 if you want to. Again, just aiding the campaign. But that's what I do. I take the data. So I'll take, let's just set up a campaign a while. It's just probably better than let's do. Let me see if I can use. Probably have, yeah, I got like 100 in there now. So I can download this as a CSV and just use that data. All right, so we're going to add leads. So upload your CSV. Just select your data points. First name. Yep, you can choose not to import different things. This has a lead verification built in. You have to pay for everything, so just be careful. Right. So I'll go ahead and upload that. So it's going to upload 114 contacts, and then I'm going to set up my sequences, right? Say something, hey, we met on LinkedIn, right? Just something to catch their attention. This one has those triggers as well. I believe you can put it in, where is it? Yeah, so you use first name, different things like that. You can use ChatGPT as well for these. I think I did this earlier. If you guys don't have the paid version of ChatGPT, you should get it because it's pretty freaking amazing. They just released content generators now because I know they're big too. So they got the image generators. So I'll do something like, hi, first name. I hope this message finds you well. My name is Drew from LUD Marketing, and I recently reached out to you on LinkedIn. I believe there are potential synergies between our businesses that could lead to mutually beneficial opportunities. Love to discuss this further and explore how we can collaborate. Are you available for a brief introductory call this week or next? Obviously edit the automation to your discretion, but this fits perfectly with my approach. I'm doing an indirect approach with mine. A lot of them are giving some pushback. I'm following that up with the 14-day free offer. I'm just coming off as doing some kind of introduction call, right? So let's swap that out real quick. First name. Don't mean to bore any of you guys with death by PowerPoint situations, but this is all the nitty gritty stuff that, if you don't want to do it, you're not going to get anywhere. You got to do it, and if you don't want to do it, pay someone else to do it for you, but you have to do it. All right. So I hope this message finds you well. My name is Drew. Let me go ahead and swap all this stuff.
We have a comment here, Drew. Maybe on one of these classes, we can come up with some copy messaging within LinkedIn.
Yeah, absolutely. So we could do a whole entire class on copy.
Yeah.
If you guys don't feel like you'd be too bored with it, we could do copy. We could do the sales process. We could do the appointment process, right? We could do the follow-up. You know, there's a lot of different things we can go over. You know, it's not all just about the tools, but I want to keep touching on the tools that showing how they evolve, you know, with you guys, right? So the more you get used to using it for yourself or having us run it for you, whatever. But we want to keep growing together. That's the whole purpose of these classes. You know, I'm not just saying, hey, this is the best tool in the world, come get it now, right? It's not like that. But you know, we're here to help you. Me and Alfredo both. You know, if you guys have any questions about anything or have suggestions on what we could be teaching, you know, by all means, throw it out there. All right. And Alfredo, I know I've been speaking with Matthew. He's eager to get back into it too. So I think we should bring him in on a sales teaching class.
Yeah, okay.
All right, cool. So this is good. So what I'll do is I'll set up multiple sequences here, and then I would launch it. I'm just going to do this one for now. So I have that saved schedule. You know, you could everything like a regular email marketing tool. We could have a whole entire class on email marketing. That's not the purpose of this. I just want to show you what you can do with the data. But what I'll do, sit here, and then I'll just launch it, right? So I'll just hit resume campaign and launch. And I got to select an email. Let's do that one because I don't have anything set up yet. All right, cool. So this is going to launch. It's going to send out those people that I already connected with, right? For the most part. Or someone that's going to get my connection request soon, or my in-mail. So it just gives me another point of data. So let's go back and just check real quick, because this is just going to run in the background. So pretty cool. So I'm on page 9. You'll usually get about 20 to 30 pages, actually up to 100 pages. Usually the lists end up being about 2,000 to 4,000. Is what you'll do, and then you'll have to readjust and reload it. So it gives you a good amount to work with, you know. So if you want to make calls or do some cold email, you can even sit here, pre-qualify, take the tool, go look like I did with this guy, right? Go check them out, send out manual stuff. You know, you can do manual email. I would send out 10 a day. You know, do it in the evening, send it out, hit them again the next day or 3 days later. You know, just keep that process going and do like 10 a day and just keep that rolling pattern. Eventually you're going to hit your numbers. You know, cold email, I believe you got to send about 100 to get usually about one reply, I would say, depending on your offer and, you know, how tuned in you are. But good stuff. Any questions so far about scraping leads, about Sales Navigator, about LinkedIn, any of the outreach stuff that we talked about so far?
Nothing in there now. Everybody's soaking it in. That's real cool how you showed the instantly and those 2 other tools, you know, you can leverage.
Yeah, the clean your lists is what I use. There's tons out there though. Just find the one that fits your budget. Let's see, Jeff, you still using the burger trick? I'm always using the burger trick, Jeff. Yep, it's still the top connection one that I've done yet. I mean, you can't beat it. I still got to test it. I know other people tried testing it with steak and with, you know, seafood and different, you know, what's your favorite drink, different things, but it's still a good icebreaker. Everybody seems to like that.
Now, Mark asks, with the Gmail accounts, how old do they have to be considered aged?
I would say at least a year. Yeah, at least a year. You want to look at look online. It's best if you could find someone in a group that's reputable. I would stay away from, like, you know, the Middle Eastern, certain Middle Eastern countries that I've, you know, some folks have got ripped off with different things around there. Fiverr, you might be able to look on Fiverr for aged emails. There's a couple of resources. I have one I could share with you offline. And then yeah, you want to try and get them for about a year. Warm them up. This tool instantly actually does have email warm-ups. So you just hook everything up, you hit the warm up, and it'll warm it up for you with the health score. Or again, like I said, you can have VAs do that for you, you know. Any other questions?
Nope, we're coming up on the 60-minute mark, guys. So if you have any questions, please fill it in. Let's see. Nothing so far, Drew.
Yeah, sure. That's all right. That's all right. If you just want to soak it in and not participate, it's okay. If you do want to participate, maybe drop what niche you guys are doing. I would say last time we had a lot of contractors, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of contractors. Cleaning niche, that's a good one. Yep. Commercial cleaning, residential cleaning, or both.
Yeah.
Both. Yep.
So guys, hopefully you found the scraping tools, how you can leverage them instantly. I didn't even know instantly had that sequence because I've used it for warming up. It's definitely something you do want to leverage a VA because you have to do app pass, I think, with it, with that bulk upload. But it does work great. Do not put your own email in there. Ask me how I know. You're going to go crazy with the stuff you're getting and how they do the warm up. So just, be careful with that. But yeah, guys, over the shoulder stuff, you guys can do this definitely yourself. The lead LinkedIn, Drew, I mean, you can answer better. That's like a job in itself to, set up your pipeline with that, so.
Yeah, sometimes, I offer it as a service because it is time consuming as well. So you might want to plug in a VA there too at some point, or have us take care of it for you. But that's why it could be done as a service. I'm also able to help you guys if you want to sell it too. I can help you set up the system. I can do a training with you. I can do a one-time setup, right? And be there for support. And we're here for support in these meeting calls too. But don't hesitate to reach out. I know I'm busy, but I'll make time for you.
Yeah, guys, Drew did put in his calendar, right? I believe in there, Drew.
Yeah, so I'm always gonna drop my calendar. Got the calendar at the top if you want to schedule a call to chat about the services or just chat in general. Also have the form with the Light CRM right there, the LinkedIn dashboard form. So if you want access to Ulink as an automation tool, I can get you access to it. Okay, grandfathered in, so I can share access. It's not something that you can just go and order online. They keep it kind of private, so we have to get shared access. So I do the application for you, get you set up, and then send you a basic setup tutorial with it. And then also, if you want to take that further, if you feel like you still need some training beyond what we showed in the classes, I can do one-on-ones with you for for hourly, right? For a setup. And beyond that, I also do sell our entire SOPs, right? So if you just wanted to plug this whole entire system into your business, we do one-time setup where I'll hand over everything to you, give you the system, give you all of my written SOPs and video SOPs, so you can just install it right into your team.
So with that said, guys, I appreciate everybody's support. Hopefully you got something out of today that you can leverage for your cold email, leverage just scraping, how to clean up your scraping. That's a great tool on there. And Drew will be back here in a couple of weeks. And then tomorrow, just to keep you guys a heads up, we're double dipping tomorrow. So we're gonna have an early session and a late session, how to set up Google Ads from start to finish. And then we have Chris Palmer with us tomorrow. I think it's going to be image SEO with Chris Palmer. So with that said, guys, much love, much success to you, and I'll see you on the next one.